Do you want to start your own short film or just to understand the animation pipeline? Or have you just watched Liquid and just curious of its behind the scenes? If so, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Diana, the director of Liquid, and this is Liquid Behind the Scenes, episode 1. This video will have 4 parts. First, the artistic view. Second, team buildings, where I find my key person and where I understand 2 eye-opening quotes. Third, pipeline framework. 4, you're going to see our whole tracking board. So let's go on with artistic view. There are 3 events that make me hold the key social value and message for my capstone project journey. First of all, as I was driving home, I passed a man who likely to have a stroke. He was laying down, he was in his Grab uniform. People just ignore him, including me. So guilty admitting it. Secondly is, at that time, stroke was a big thing. We heard news of students in China, students in Thailand passed away because of stroke. And at that time, I and my friend was working day and night. Thirdly is, it's the part of my grandpa, and that feeling just lingered in me. So through all the story, I just know to myself that for my capstone project, it's going to be about health issue, and it's going to have a decent loved one and will reflect the feeling of guilt and the feeling of losing someone you love, the feeling of regretting in the past. So this comes to team building. It took me a while and of saying goodbye and hello to many new people. First, my team wasn't them. My team consists of other 2 members who also a boy colleague in my university. We promised to do our capstone together. I will call him TN and KV. We consider our team was somehow potential since we understand each other's strengths and we've worked together in past projects. At that time, there was no Liquid, but way back home. But then our team realized that despite we're triply good at illustrating and etc., but somehow our skill kind of match each other. Why our style is fairly remote. When you're building key person for your pipeline, it's good to have expertise from different fields and different skill set while aiming for one or relative styles. So this brought me to finding my new teammates, which is, and we all like the missing piece of each other. At that time, I was quite confident in my storytelling, my screenwriting, concept building, and efficient time management. However, I was quite not confident in my ability to create dynamic character, because that time my style was more of a UK-US anime style, and this is kind she create the casting of Liquid, the mom, the dad, and our main cast Lee. At that time, I was really used to draw and dark atmosphere, and also Bao. He's the one who responsible for the background and especially those daylight natural background. And at this point, I'm going to give you 2 important quotes that I promised in the beginning of this video. Is that number 1, your team can shape your story, and number 2, team can shape the pipeline. And let me tell you why. So before that, in my previous team, one of the team members, I was really confident in him could carry out male character. So that's why in the previous version of the stroke story, health issue, and family story, the main character was a unlucky father who passed away because of stroke, and on his spiritual journey to find back only to realize that he has passed away. While my new team know that the character must be un female and better of a child, it become one of our soft spots to carry this character out within our ability. Now let me take you to one of the team private plays. It's when we first meet. This is the chart I created, so I get to know my new teammate and they get to know me. Everything I could do, I will put it in the column, answering each question that I just wrote, and then I will ask for my teammate to participate in. They can draw what is their soft spot, what is more difficult for them, and what is their preference, what do they like, because this is a student project or our capstone in university. There's no budget. I'm not paying them. So as a team equal to equal, I really want to make sure that I will work in the team where everyone is enjoying what they're doing and could be proudly together when we finish the project. So as you see at this progress, after we understand each other, we also have a very huge brainstorm section where everyone think of their own story. However, at the end, we choose the best to present to our mentor, our top three choice. One of it is Liquid, where me, Kain, and Bao most love. So you can see in the script, I give breathing room to really include and respect the imagery, the style that my teammate would like to draw out. As you see in this table, Kain love to draw sparkling color, while Bao said that he would like it to have rain and water, something a little gloomy and blue. At the end, I just happy that they all feel happy with the storyline. We present to our mentor and then he agreed. So, are you ready to see one of our private plays? That is the pipeline draft and the research file. So after gathering the team and know each other, we have the story that we all love and would love to present it in front of the board to get permission in order to move on in the capstone project. We will go on a long research and etc. So let's move our place to the digital realm. Okay, actually it's not that quite private. Anyone in our university can easily feel it in the university Google Drive. Our student in my university can see it. Why wouldn't share it to students of other around the world? So here am I.
Start with research and plan, which is 10%. 20% is our pre-production phase. And this is where I do the storyboard, the animatic, which also include the voice acting and the draft sound design, the music, the theme, the key element that makes the emotion feel seen throughout the scene. And of course, we do a scene evolution and distribution. For the frame by frame,
at this stage, I think of four pipeline to work together with my fellow artists. We have pipeline one. One person will do the layout and sketch. Two other refine and line, and they will also do the color. And this is person who do the layout and sketch has time. They will come back to color. That is our first pipeline. Our second pipeline, one will do the key, and then we'll pass on to the in between artist, and then another artist will do line because this is a theme of three, so 3 person. After we finish all of this, we will three of us, well, one will do all of the color fill, and then two other will do the shading. This is not post-production. Then I come up with pipeline 3, where one person will do the layout and sketch, and the two other will clean up and fill in the color. Pipeline 4, where two person will do the layout and line, and then we'll both color and shade. At this time, it's just frame by frame, not mixing with other media, but we need to come up with this scope work fast for our presentation.
Post-production also included within this pipeline, which is shown in this bigger detailed pipeline.
A pre-production, production, post-production pipeline, and you can see all of this tangling.
This is the pipeline, frame by frame pipeline that we choose. Just needs two animator, which is me and Kai. We will both do the layout and line and do the base color and shade on our own for each scene. This will be named as the frame by frame assets. In the naming convention file is FBF in the access column in our tracking boards, as well as the characters and backgrounds assets in the tracking boards. These are two assets that will go into the composition, including the background. And to detail this out,
for the frame by frame, first we'll line, then do the flash, and if there is any gradient, because at this time we were discussing whether is there gradient or doing, we're still thinking of the style with them. So there was not common ground here, so that's why I come up with mutual pipeline to work together. And if we have inner shading in After Effects, this is a suggestion from Bao. I am about to do the most of the post-production, and this is one of the technique that we use a lot. And this is basically the small pipeline for the frame by frame here. This is for the motion graphic animation and After Effects.
And when all of this is finished, we put it to composition. This is where the color gradient happens, the scene is brought together. After the composition, it will move to post-production. Actually, composition is part of post-production, but merge it into one a seamless flowing pipeline. So I moved to editing and do the sound design, and while I do this, I also do some media marketing, just some upload on my page and etc. And while my friend work on the graphic design illustration, together I help them and we do the merge, we do the booth, which is a great work.
So this is just all planning. I will call this pipeline draft as a draft of what we're going to do.
And it actually comes out accordingly.
A lot of research, and then we present it. So here we have the liquid slide, and this is all of the research part that my team members work on. This is bow part, and then this kind part where she research and talk about why stress is important. This is our reason where I come in and I just go on full wrapping mode. You can watch our presentation video. I just feel we don't have time, so I just went full wrapping right here. This is our art direction. We want it to be 2D, but we want it to have a shape language, a clear shape objects with this design style. And this is kind character designed. Beautiful. I love the design. This is about dream building. This is the concept, the perfect neighborhood, where I come up with going this gothic style, a perfect world where you too perfect that you feel kind of eerie. Presentation to our assembly boards, and if they agree, we could go on and move to production and actually make everything come true. So this move to another difficult part is to actually carry this out, which is our tracking board. So how does tracking board work?
Let me walk you through the main basic. We will have our tracking boards that we can track each other progress. We have the total of the shots, also 3 of these dots, which represent the amount of difficult or the amount of time that we may work for each shots. We have the convention codecs that we must synchronize across files, and then we have our calendar. We don't have this. It's the simple color like this, yes. And every time we finish one shot, gray layer will be added on. So for one scene when it's finished, full color by this gray bar. This is when I know it's time for me to edit this first scene.
After I draw the storyboards, I will cut them into shots. So this is called one shot, even though this two are dynamic, 2 different frames, but actually the movie and animation should be in the same file, and I calculate it as one shot because it's continuous. So with that mindset, with the help of my team, we're going to put each of these shots right here in this column. Yeah, you can see, yeah. And I will look, is anything not continuous, anything continuous, and I'm going to fix that a little bit. So because this is going to have 3 phase: asset, animate, and composition. Composition where I put all together and do the After Effect. I really want to condense this pipeline as much as possible because it's only the team of 3. So all of my teammates going to have icon like this, and we will go each shot. Can you do this? Val, can you do this? Kind, would you do this? This is your good thing. This is your soft spot. So we're going each row and discuss who's going to do what. So the asset right here stands for the asset that you created for animating in Adobe After Effects, and also the frame by frame asset. So for frame by frame shots like this, usually when the frame by frame animation is done, there is not much to do. You already color, it's a full asset. You just need to drag it in After Effects. Animate and asset is both. So I just go and tick, yeah. But it's really communicate the whole pipeline, because if you watch Liquid, most of it is not frame by frame, but it's mixed with the majority of keyframe in After Effects. In choosing the right person, or just distributing who do which task and what number of tasks is this. So we have 72 shots, and we will go together as a team. We are in a meeting and go row by row. We will identify which one is difficult in red, which one is medium in yellow, and which one is easy in green. The difficult have more time, took more effort, medium less, and easy fast. So at first we prioritized to finish the red one, but after about 1 week we go back. Let's just go from start to beginning. It's easier for editing and it's just go by skill. It's just more storytelling that way. So everyone got assigned shot. Everyone just start doing their thing. And also within that meeting, I brought up the convention, and this is the name that we agreed on. Is it the scene, and the number of the scene will be this number, like this is scene 1, shot 1. A is for the fix. For example, this is the first one, there's no fix, there's no A, but if you fix something, there will be B, 1.1 B. And then the task, for example, if there's an asset task, going to be the word asset in it. If it's an animation task, going to be animation. Or if it's the frame by frame, this is our naming convention. And this is the codec that we're going for. Also the lines in the software we use need to be unified, so we also write it here, a picture of it here, the resolution, everything. Luckily we use the same software, and we have our calendar. It was a 3-month project, so it's going to have the new calendar every month. Okay, as I was here, yeah, this is scoop of what, no, well, which means private. This is before we put it on the slide. You remember the one that I show you here? I did this first in this white one, not in the decorative slide, and I'll tell my teammate, just put your face in anything that you could do, and they just put it in, and I can have a glimpse of what they could do, what they are not their comfort zone. Yeah, just always asking and to understand them, because this is a very small team this team ability table is sometimes not enough. It's just to identify the style and the thing that we're going to work on. Oh, and just a sneak peek, this is our booth. I sketched it in Figma. It looks so ugly here, but this is actually brain. This is lead table. We didn't have a stand-in. We didn't have time to do any graphic design. It was a meaningful day for us all. So let's go back to reality. And that's conclude episode 1. I hope you can keep some of this value like this. There will be episode 2, episode 3, where I talked about storyboard and animatic, as well as production, etc. I am Diana, a story artist, and I made original films. Besides a series of Liquid behind the scenes, I also have other passionate projects that I also work and produce on this channel. So hit the subscribe button, and if you haven't watched Liquid, watch it.